bell. Give me some of that bell. Give me some of that dang. There we go. Yeah. I was firing off, you know what I'm saying? Firing off on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? That was a little bang bang to go with the jangling dang.
Oh, you know no, y'all. Welcome to the Patio PolitiCz.
Yes. Indeed. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be visually. We thank you for being here on the patio with us. All of those listening on those audio platforms, keep your ears open for the next episode, especially the one that you're on right here, right now. Oh, yeah, I'm operating. You know how I go down when the glasses is on? You know how I go down.
Come on, it's good.
In case there's anybody out there that doesn't know how it goes down, you already know that I am your reckless royal rider. You know what I'm saying? The value that allows you the opportunity to roll with me, King Mac Millie, a.k.a. Sir Mac, and I am not here by myself. I am here with the glorious, glowing, earthly woman showing all of her natural ability. What? I'm praising you. I ain't never had a woman look at me so crazy while I was praising her. She's like, wait a minute.
He rolled shoulders. It's your girl, Shanga, the medicine woman out here, and I am earthly and energized and ready for all.
Yes.
Well, I shouldn't say that because
yes, you should.
Y'all. Welcome to the Patio PolitiCz. We have a very special guest, of course, y'all know.
Yeah.
But before we get into it and introduce our guest.
I'm just trying to get in these pads real quick, you know what I'm saying? Get into these pads and get some hitting going, you know what I'm saying?
My goodness.
Because we got us one today, you know.
All right.
We're going to give y'all the title real quick before we jump into the theme, you know what I'm saying? The title of today's episode is Gridiron Guru. G square, GG, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, G square. I'm on top of my square, you know what I'm saying? So y'all
I can dig it.
Y'all let that fester on your brains for a moment, just a while we get into this theme, and we're gonna be right back at you with the episode.
We hope you stay a while, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you're rocking with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Oh, trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
We probably would have said Mac Attack or something stupid like that. I'm kidding.
Welcome back to the Patio PolitiCz.
Yeah. We make sure you stay around for a while, because if you don't, Shanga, what's gonna happen to him?
We just blessing you with more wisdom and knowledge.
You ain't never with the action. You know what I'm saying? If you don't stay here with us locked in, we're gonna put you in pads, or I'm gonna put on pads, keep the pads off you, and we gonna go at the 10-yard line, and we finna go head to head until I feel like I'm done hitting you.
All right, fine. He always trying to get me. All right,
yeah. But the title of today's episode is Gridiron Guru, and we are here. We are here joined with said king of a guru-ness in the gridiron lane. Yeah, I'll make up words too.
I appreciate it. I feel loved and respected.
Reverend Jesse Jackson, you know what I'm saying? The founder, the CEO. I love saying that part. The founder, the CEO.
It's the wrestling energy.
Of B2G Sports, joining the patio right here, right now. We bring to you Ron Allen.
My goodness.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm loving the energy.
Yeah.
I'm in the building.
Yeah. Get loud.
All right, Mac, I'm feeling it. I have caught on to the train. I got it.
Yeah. That's all it is. New energy, you know?
Welcome to the patio, Ron.
Thank you for having me.
Man, how you feeling?
Man, I'm so blessed, man. I'm in a state of gratitude. It's a conscious choice, but I have so many reasons to subconsciously be happy. So I'm loving life. Loving life.
I like that.
Dropping them early.
They're all already.
Dropping them early.
Right out the gate.
Dropping them early.
Well, you said you put guru on the title, so
Yeah.
you. You put guru on the title, so we should have expected that.
Yeah. I'm open. I'm open to receive. I know I'm gonna get a whole lot here today, even though I know we're gonna be primarily sports talking. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into that sports talking, you know what I'm saying? I could figure you're gonna pull a little bit more out of my brother here. But we always ask everybody that joins the patio a couple of questions, you know what I'm saying, a trifecta that's all into one.
All good.
You know, so we got to make sure that we give it to you and bless the space the right way. Ron.
Yes, sir.
What is your passion, your pleasures, and your purpose in life?
Well, let's start with the passion. The passion for me is it centers around teaching and learning. It all comes back to teaching and learning. Those are my two favorite things to do, and they go hand in hand. Giving back was something I realized it was my calling really in college. As I was transitioning from college football player to regular civilian, I had to, see what else is going to make me get up in the morning and keep rocking. Football was it for so long. But what I realized that I love acquiring knowledge and passing it on to others. I love empowering people. And the best way for me to do that is continue to learn and build on what's inside of me. And I've been able to do that. Thank the Lord God. I've been able to live in my passion for my whole adult life. I've done a lot of things to, keep food on the table, keep a roof over my head. But my passion was always my main thing. And I have a saying, keep the main thing the main thing. Everything else will come into play. And I did that, and here I am today with a whole lot of knowledge and a whole lot of experience, and continuing to share it on with the world.
There it is.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. And you are indeed doing that. So much to get into.
That was the passion. That was just the passion.
That was just the passion. The pleasure.
Ooh, the pleasure. I like to be entertained like the rest of us. Music is probably number one, and that's all genres of music. I grew up in a time we had to listen to our parents' music.
Yeah.
Right?
And it kind of stuck with you.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Now I feel like we listen to the kids' music and they dictate what's on the
I don't listen to that. I got a cutoff point.
Listen.
I got a cutoff point. I think it might have been like 2012.
My music is stuck on the 90s period. Because I just think 2023 don't have me.
Yeah, I ain't listening to what they listening to.
Well,
today,
you know what's funny? I've traveled around the country with a lot of youngsters, and usually these are alpha male varsity football players that I've traveled with, and I let them get the aux cord, I let them get the Bluetooth, and
that is a big decision.
I'm trying to,
very guru of you.
Let them be comfortable, and I've got turned on all kind of young ratchet music.
You find yourself rapping bobbing your head and like, wait, what you said? What?
Yeah.
It's like, what am I saying? What's going on right now?
And then the beat get in you, and
once the rhythm gets you.
That's it. Yeah, you've been bitten.
Yeah.
Like, talk about shoulders.
Man,
it's like, what is this?
It's just a part of who I am. But I love movies, documentaries in particular. Again, going back to learning, I will sit up and watch a good docuseries all day. I love movies about real stories, so I can learn from the real stories. But yeah, music and movies for me, that probably my guilty pleasure. I don't do a lot of reality shows, but I realize we have a whole reality show in our state of American politics. So that's probably my biggest guilty pleasure. Is like, what did Trump do today? What Republicans doing right now?
That's it.
So yeah, that's probably my guilty pleasure is American politics.
Okay.
What's the purpose? What's your purpose?
My purpose is obviously to be a father. I think that's probably what I realized I was meant to do at an early age. I started off with my first baby girl when I was 18. And so I've been a father my whole adult life. I don't know nothing but. Now fast forward to being 45 years old today, 3 daughters and a grandson. And I feel like my purpose is to be a leader, a protector, and provider for them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. How does it feel just to have 3 girls?
It's taught me a lot of patience. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know,
Message.
with boys, especially in my era, I felt like we could just sock a young brother in his chest and he'd get right. Like, that don't work for girls.
Yeah, not at all.
You gotta be strategic and listen and understand that they might, you know, just start crying out of nowhere. And to us men, we might not understand why they're crying. So having the patience to understand that those tears might not be what you think they are. They might not be a sign of weakness. It might just be them purging their emotions and let them have that. You know, that's all stuff you gotta like strategically, with patience, understand that is a future woman, and that should be cherished. That should be nourished. You got to cater to it. So
in those moments, with your first couple of daughters, what would you say was like the biggest tool that you used to help you to kind of really get comfortable with those moments to be able to learn how to navigate it?
Trial and error. Honestly, when you have your first kid, you on the edge because you just so scared of everything hurting them, right? From little germs on the table to the wrong kind of TV, like everything's like
amplified.
Yes, everything could be a problem, so I got to shoot them from everything. And then by your second, you're like, okay, maybe I was kind of tripping. I don't need to go that hard. And the third one, you're like, man, if you don't pick that pacifier off the floor, it's gonna be all right. You know,
so third baby with the germs in their mouth.
But really, what it comes down to is every kid is different, right? But at the same time, just trial and error. There's nothing written in stone that's going to tell you how to be a good parent for your kids. You have to kind of know that what they give you, meet them where they're at.
Okay.
And know that they're going to shift along the way. How you was doing when they was 10, probably not going to work no more when they're 13. So you got to adjust and meet them where they're at. You know, so trial and error, man. Trial and error.
I always think
I've made some mistakes along the way. I really feel. I told my oldest the other day, like I feel like we grew up together.
Right.
You know, start so young. So my bad if I didn't do everything you thought by the book was supposed to be it. But shoot, I was learning just like you was.
I always think about dads with daughters in regards to the dad's own emotional awareness and capability, because like you said, you want to guard your kids from all these things, but I would think as a man with a daughter, you got a few more things that you want to kind of guard her from. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to like, ooh, she is dipping in on my emotions right now, and I have not had a chance to troubleshoot this before this very moment. Like,
I got to get into it right now on the spot.
Yeah.
All right, you back going through those three different, like, do I just man, she about to get me.
Yeah.
I always think like, I guess like you said, the trial and error, but what happens when you fail, when you drop the ball in that moment? Like, it's your daughter and her feelings are hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just as simple? Has it been just as simple as like being able to come back and acknowledge it to your daughter?
Over time, yes. Over time, I had to learn, one, we in it for the long game. So
clearly,
you know, every mistake that I made, I can't dwell on it and beat myself up, you know, forever about it. However, you know, going back to, you know, learning along the way, every situation is different. You know what I mean? I try not to be so judgmental of anything or anybody, including myself. So removing the judgmental mindset has helped a lot with my parenting. So I'm not like dwelling and woe is me and, you know, feeling like I'm a terrible parent, because
it's that leave it on the field mentality.
You gotta leave it on the field, or don't take that negative emotion into the next play.
Okay.
You know, I play defensive back, where that is a position you gonna get beat. I don't care if you're a Hall of Famer or Super Bowl MVP, you gonna get beat at that position. You're designed to get beat. You're starting the play facing backwards, and you don't know where the finish line is gonna be, right? So with that being said, like parenting, you got a lot of stuff stacked against you. Especially these days, you know, the youngsters got iPhones in their hands at a young age. Like
Yeah.
real young age.
being exposed to the whole world quickly.
Yeah, so it's a lot that they are learning at an age where we thought that was impossible to, you know, to expose them to when we were younger. But it's again, can't take that negative emotion to the next place, because it's gonna like hinder you from progress. You know what I mean? You got to be comfortable in your own skin, and I just try to purge negative emotions on a daily anyway. So
boom,
that's just where I'm at. Where I'm at with it. Like a lot of people don't know. I spend a lot of time meditating and doing positive affirmations just as sucker repellent, just to keep the negative energy from other people.
For me.
You know what I'm saying? Coming in my purview, because I ain't got time for it. It's gonna mess me up with my path.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you just said something about the position.
Defensive end.
Yeah, defensive
back. Defensive back. Yeah.
Defensive back.
Yeah.
Do you think that understanding that position and playing that position in high school and in college is what has helped you to be the businessman that you are?
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. I often tell the players that I've worked with, the type of football player that you are is probably going to be the type of adult that you are.
Yeah.
If you're a lazy guy on the field, but you happen to ball out because you got, you know, God-given talent, you're probably gonna be that way as an adult. You're gonna lack, you know, work ethic. Because if you think about it, football, like a lot of sports, is supposed to be fun, right? But as a kid, it's supposed to be fun. But as a kid, you're playing, right? So there's no pressure on it. There's no demands that are tied to your income. You know, at least not, you know, till you get to the pros. So if you're gonna be lazy on the game, you're gonna be lazy in life, bro.
Because that's live action.
You.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be just, you know, the natural you, right? So going back to my position, I was a quarterback in high school. I would practice at DB, and I wanted to play DB, but I was at a small school.
It's a cheat code, man.
Right. I was at a small school where 2 years before me getting the starting varsity position, the varsity quarterback got hurt playing defense, and my coach was like, "Nah, I'm not letting that happen again. So we need you a quarterback. So you just, you know, give up your defensive dreams, bro."
Dang.
But it was cool. I was meant to be. I was a natural born leader at a young age. So quarterback was right up my alley.
Yeah.
And really back then, it wasn't a lot of black quarterbacks, bro. I graduated in 1995 from high school.
Okay.
My hero that I looked up to was Steve McNair. He played at Alcorn State, a college I ain't never heard of in my life. Why'd I bring up Alcorn State? How did that baller, Hall of Fame quarterback, have to go to Alcorn State to make it? They wasn't giving black quarterbacks a shot like that. It was maybe 5 quarterbacks in the league that was brothers.
Okay.
So I think I played quarterback in high school just to prove a point, just to prove that, hey, black men can be smart and lead and do the quarterback thing too. Yeah, so let me do that, and end up being a lot of who I am as a businessman. So safety is a position amongst the defensive backs that is kind of the equivalent of the quarterback on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to know what everybody's doing.
I'm your coverage everywhere on this field.
Correct. We have to be the last line of defense, so it's a lot riding on our understanding of what's going on. So it was a natural progression playing safety, and so you know, business, natural born leader, quarterback and safety. I got the aggression Now you was bringing up hitting when he was. I'm in a much more subdued, peaceful state of living. But put me on the football field back then, and I was
Smacking
a monster.
Yeah.
That was my thing. Like
it's coming.
He's like,
I want to take you out. Yeah, I know. I was trying to take
Was
you
you
out.
talking on the field too?
Oh, I was a big talker, man.
man.
It was ridiculous.
Don't
It was
want you in the
ridiculous.
bottom of a huddle.
No, you
Nah,
don't.
nah.
You don't. My alter ego would kick in, and it'd be crazy. I talk so much. You know how the quarterback says his cadence, ready, said, hut? I would talk in between the ready, said, huts.
ready. Oh, y'all ain't about this business.
No, that's a fact. Like that's how I would do it. We about to run right here. I dare you to stop it. Said. Man. But I was so confident that's just, it comes with the territory. And again,
and you need
connecting it to adulthood, I feel like as a businessman, I grind and work so much when nobody's looking that I have confidence when I get around people. Anybody. It could be Barack Obama in here. It could be Bill Gates or Mark Cuban. And I'm going to feel like I can learn something from you, but I've been grinding too now.
Right.
It's me.
I've been grinding something. I can add value.
I got a little book you need to read too.
Yeah.
Say it again.
That's it.
I
Come on now.
Value. Value and opportunity, they just go
together.
I've been in the lab now.
There it is.
Football is life. You bring a new terminology or new definition to that term. Indeed. And we're going to connect in with that a little bit more as we progress on this episode of the Patio PolitiCz.
Yes.
But we got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
We got to get some money.
Showcase a few things. Get some moolah up in this place to be. You already know where you at and where it is to be. Make sure you stay tuned right here on the Patio PolitiCz. We're going to be right back.
Oh, my goodness.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Indeed, yeah. I stay rocking in with the Patio PolitiCz.
We outside, y'all. We on the real good coast. Well, actually, we on the field.
Yeah, we on the field.
We on the field
We on the
today.
gridiron. You know,
We out here.
You gave me just a little bit more of just solidness and foundation to the guru part, because just knowing that you were a defensive back and then playing safety and then playing quarterback, those
And
are prominent.
daddy. And father.
Those are prominent positions of leadership, and you got to know a whole lot. You got to be able to navigate and guru all that. So I pat myself on the back
For the title.
Yeah.
You did. When he said it to me, I said, okay, yeah, that fits. That's good. I'm here for it.
Yeah. It was great. It's great. You make me better.
That's
Look at
right.
that.
There it is.
That's what leaders do. They make
That
they make
fast, huh?
Yep.
That's it.
That fast. Greatness.
Awesome sauce.
But man, speaking of those playing days, like what was it what was it about football that pulled you onto the field?
Now this is ironic because I ended up going to UCLA and playing football there, but as a youngster at grandma's house in South Central, right down the street from the Coliseum.
Shout out South Central.
USC had a hell of a team, and I just fell in love at like probably 6-7 years old watching them in front of a big crowd. I really believe the crowd was a big part of my attraction of football. I wanted to,
Be great.
get out there and have 100,000 screaming for me, But I was.
Yeah, it got you juiced up just a little bit.
There it is. No, I was an aggressive kid, ton of energy, and I loved to run and wrestle and just be in action. Like I was just always in motion as a kid. So football was right up my alley, just to be able to let loose and do my thing. Like I was born for that. Yeah.
It's nothing else. All right, so real quick. We are a fan of who? Who's your team?
I got a couple teams. The Lakers are my number one.
I wasn't asking about basketball, but
yeah, well,
Whoa,
I'm sorry, I'm not a Laker fan.
Respect on it.
I'm not a Laker fan. I'm sorry.
Crazy out here.
You got to understand, I'm an '80s baby.
Yeah.
I was living in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Walking distance to the Forum when Magic
you.
Johnson and Showtime was doing their thing, winning back-to-back championships. And the way my family talked about Magic Johnson when he was on that TV, you would have thought he was one of
Family,
our uncles.
huh?
Yeah.
I thought I was Uncle Magic out there.
There might have been a picture of Magic in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Magic on the top of the tree at Christmas time.
Yeah. I was just different. It was like y'all praise all this stuff too much. I don't think I like it.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot with the younger generation. But at that time, oh man, it was. Showtime Lakers was like everything.
Late 80s, but I'm an 80s baby. I was a Reggie Miller fan, you know what I'm saying? At a small point in time, a
Shout
Utah
out to the
Jazz
Bruin.
fan, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I was always going against the grain, like, I want him to win. And then they never won because they either had to run into the Lakers or they had to run into the Bulls.
I'ma just need
or the
you to
Pistons,
not put your
or the Celtics.
turn your thumbs down when we say Lakers. I'ma just need you to not do that.
it all
I
the
don't
time.
even watch basketball no more.
You know what's crazy about being on top and being a champion? You gonna have a lot of haters.
Yes.
So I just learned
to just let it
accept
just
it. I don't let it
And
phase me.
I didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem.
Where's the message?
There you go. I didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem at all accepting my hateration. It's like, yeah, I hate him. Yep, that's me. Respect is there, but it's just like as far as fanship is concerned, like nope, not for me. Football.
Well, I am a fan of winning more than anything,
particular
right?
team.
So that transcends the sport. It transcends the actual topic, because winning is across the board for me. So I when I say I study winning, and unfortunately I'm a Raider fan, so it's I got like an abusive. I'm in an abusive relationship. I'm in an abusive relationship with the Raiders. Yeah, because we always look like we finna win. Like every preseason, we look like it's on. Like, oh, this is the roster we need. We got all this speed. We got all this pizzazz, and then
there are worse places to be a fan of.
Yeah.
But a Raider fan, I feel your pain. I used to experience that pain for all of my fandom years for football. But we recently just got us another Super Bowl, like two years removed, maybe.
Who's your team?
I'm a Rams fan.
Okay.
I became a Rams fan when they left to St. Louis.
Okay.
I was like, y'all left, I'm going with you. Yeah, we up out of here. We out of LA. And then when they came back, I was like, I've suffered so long with y'all. And then
they messed around and won that thing.
I got deeper into football with them coming back because I started going to every game, not missing none. You know what I'm saying? For like 3 years, almost 4 years straight. And I was just like, now football is like, I love football. And then I get mad because it's like I should have played. I would have been a cold receiver. I would have been a cold DB. I'd have talked all that shit and everything. And I would have got hit and been like, you know what? Never
I'm
mind.
finished.
Yeah. Never mind.
A lot of that hitting made for good basketball players. It was like, whoa, oh yeah, I need to go be on the court. I need a basketball in my hand.
I'm about to go dunk on somebody. I'm about to go dunk on somebody.
You know,
Yeah, man.
one thing I never thought about until this moment is the comparison of the football field in relation to this thing we call life.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you would have known that, knowing me all these years and paying attention. Because
let me say this real quick. What I did learn from you is how to take it and translate it into the life. But right now, I just kind of seen it just kind of sit on top of each other, overlap. Like I can see life on the football field and see, you know what I'm saying, moving through and, I missed it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll give you this. You've probably experienced more of the business side of B2G, being in some of the adult meetings and working with us over the years, planning for the football events. But the messaging that I'm speaking when I'm coaching, teaching football, talking football strategy, it's the same messaging that you would give to life. Is just the language is in a language they can understand, right? So football has been almost like the common theme, the common thread that can get them to understand what I'm saying, but the principles are still
the same.
life principles. You know, perseverance, strategy, stick-to-itiveness, the principles. Even when it gets to the certain positions, like, okay, take a better angle, don't be inefficient, you know, making sure you can read before the play starts, study, watch film. You know, it's football language, but it's the same thing about life. Yeah, so I've been teaching life and winning.
And winning at it.
Winning.
Huh?
Yeah.
Winning.
You have been teaching a lot of young men in your lifetime. Off the top of your head, what was the most challenging experience with a particular player that you had, and how did you navigate that to be successful, to win?
Good question. So I want to say probably working with celebrity kids what was the most challenging for me.
Celebrity kids that are players, or
that are players.
Okay.
Right. Shout out to Snoop's son, Warren G's son.
Okay. The children of celebrities,
and even Nate Dogg's son. I've had a chance to work with them all at various B2G events, and I'm a fan of music, right? So it's, you know, kind of a challenge not to fan out. Like Warren G's on the sideline, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
So I got to call my best plays right now. I got to make that kid look
you know what I
good.
mean? So funny story, and I'll call him out. My boy Troy Warner, one of my favorite safeties to come through the program. His older brother is Fred Warner, the starting Pro Bowl linebacker for the 49ers. I think he was in the top 15 of all NFL players voted by NFL players. So Fred was
nice.
Like the man, right? By far one of the coldest linebackers that I've coached. So his little brother just took a liking to him because he was a safety, and I was like, man, if you could do half what your brother did, it's on. So we're going through DB drills, and on the sideline is a dude that has like a little barbecue pit and a boom box, and he just grilling while his son's getting coached up, and he playing, you know, his music. Regulators come on, and Troy was like, Coach, man, we're over there playing regular. That song's so old. Man, I'm like,
Yo,
bro, check this out.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
Listen, first of all, that is Warren G. He can play his song whenever he wants. Two, his son is in line right behind you, so
About to hit you.
be careful who you talking smack
Like,
about.
Coach, let me line up with him real quick.
Yeah, but then, you know, he was a youngster at the time of Warren G's son, but it still goes to show you, be careful who you talking crap around. 'Cause you don't know if they mama right there or, you know, they son could be right there. But anyway, going back to the original question, treating celebrities like they're human beings and not giving their kids favoritism was something I had to consciously overcome.
Okay.
And they appreciate that.
Yeah,
They love
because
that.
they want their kids to be coached up just
They
as
want
hard
their
as
kids to get
anybody.
it.
I be helping them parent, right? It takes a village. So the last thing I need to be doing is you know,
showing favoritism.
Yeah,
man.
giving
them light
giving some
plays
slack that shouldn't be given. So when it comes down to it, we all bleed red blood, right? I just had to keep that in mind. And now, no matter what you do, it could be admirable, but guess what? I got something admirable too. So let's just treat everybody, you know,
equally.
You know what I'm saying?
Because as long as the opportunity is there, you're gonna see what you all about and what I'm all about.
Absolutely.
Your exit as an active player, how did that come about, and what was that journey like?
Oh, knee injury, bro. Back then, the ACL recovery wasn't nowhere near as fast as it is
today.
now.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, that was all she wrote for me. I was running out of eligibility, and I partially tore it one year, and then the following year, I finished it off. So it was that was it. And it was a blessing in disguise, though. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, because I had to really come to reality a lot sooner about moving on to my next, phase of life, reinventing myself, right? Where I had a chance to do it while I was on UCLA's campus.
Yeah.
I still had time to step away
and
from the football field and
Yeah.
look at all these other resources this great university has and take advantage of that. And that's how B2G got started.
Okay.
I was able to, tap in with all kind of different business men and just the resources were so plentiful at that school. Thank God for UCLA. But yeah, being able to step away and actually have time to go to the career center, actually have time to go talk to the business school admissions officer, like that kind of stuff. You don't really get as much time to do it when you're playing, because your schedule's so
Yes.
busy. And being able to do that was everything. So by the time I graduated, I walked the stage, I think it was June 15th, 2000. That very next weekend, I was prepped and we launched the very first B2G Elite Camp because of all the
time you had while you were still in school to get it
to prepare
aligned.
and
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
I think about that too. Athletes on college campuses. I'm like, well, yeah, that would, if I was an athlete on a college campus, my goal would be to reach whatever that, epitome of success is within that, because you don't have time to do the other stuff. You don't have time to kind of, like you said, go to the career center or tap into a business resource over here or something, because you're
actively on the go.
Yeah, because you're actively on
and
the go.
And you only know what you know, right? If you haven't been exposed to much, you're not even gonna know what to look for. Right. So one of the most impactful things that I did, I hit up my head coach's secretary, who had been there for like 30 years. And I asked her, I said, I'm thinking about starting a business, still trying to, figure it out, but it'd be helpful if you gave me a list of entrepreneurs that play football here, so I can tap in and get like my little group of advisors to help me, mentor, my career into something, cool.
He's a smart brother.
And I didn't realize that she's a sister, good sister. Shout out to Jolie Oliver. I didn't ask for a blacklist, but she did give me a list of all black entrepreneurs that play football.
I think what it is, sis.
I think that probably led, not that I didn't have some great white people or Jewish people, Indian, whatever, that helped me, because I was multicultural with it.
Yeah.
But it was good to have some very reputable black men that play football at UCLA to take me to the side.
Yeah.
I want to say out of 10, maybe 5 of them really sat me down and said, okay, so you really about this life?
Nice.
Well, let me expose you to what I do. And, this is how, you should probably navigate. You don't have to say everything. You don't have to do everything I say, but you might want to whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was just there eating up. Like, this is better than any course I've taken at this school right now. This is real life. You know what I mean? Business. And I was exposed to even how business works, let alone the different positions in business. A guy by the name of Fritz Jordan, he was one of those advisors. At the time, he was working as a business incubator. Now, you guys have heard of venture capitalists, right?
Yes.
Incubators are similar to venture capitalists in a sense where venture capitalists might throw money after they get sold on a business idea, right? And kind of look to, make a profit. Incubator is actually going to create the business themselves, run it for about 6 months to a year, and then sell it off. So it's almost like a think tank with hands-on know-how to, make a business work. So Fritz Jordan was working at an incubator company that was cranking out 4 or 5 businesses a year.
Nice.
I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right.
Like, that's a hustle right there. Like, let me get this started, let me get it going or whatever.
That's that flip the house thing.
Yeah.
But like flipping businesses.
That's just off and get more back in return and move on to the next one.
Yeah. Or build a house to flip it, right?
That's why you told me that businesses are created to be sold.
that was one of the main reasons. Either you gonna buy it yourself over and over,
Yes.
or you should sell it. But either way,
Get your
yes.
value for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so much good knowledge that I was able to acquire, man, through people, my network, as well as the resources of UCLA. Shout out to the Bruins one time.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for him to say shout out to the Bruins.
That was the second time. That was the second time, I think. I'm keeping count over here. You know
On
what
that
I'm saying?
note, we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you go ahead and do it since you don't want to hear me say it. Go ahead. You got it.
We out here on the patio, y'all. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break. We're going to, drink some water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree.
Like.
And every time a ching money comes to me, it all flows in so abundantly. When I ching, ching, ching goes the money tree.
Oh.
Get it.
We're going to be right back on the Patio Politics, y'all.
A culmination of powerful properties that create balance and produce good energy. Cultivating a culture of mindfulness is a daily battle. We target your inner me. Physiological effects, change you can truly feel. Aesthetically pleasing on the surface, but handmade to help you heal.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Patio Politics.
Welcome back, family,
Yeah.
to the patio. We got a guru in the house.
Yeah.
Hey now,
Real.
y'all said it, not me.
Hey, listen, hey, and
Got to take your flowers, right?
clearly, I was finna say, you
when
have
he
been sitting here and you've been
When he
clearly
walked into the
showing us.
room, I was just like, I felt nothing but presence. And before we started, I walked out and I felt nothing but presence. I said, you ain't even looking at me. And I was just like,
You feel
how you
the
doing, man?
energy.
Like, let me pay my respect right here, right now. He came in the room.
That
can
sounds
you,
like a fatherhood right there.
I'm like, can you turn your shoulders
Somebody
down?
daddy in there.
Somebody daddy in here.
I'm like, he
it.
just came walking in just like, yeah. I'm like, hey, man, turn your shoulders down real quick, man. Like, feel like you just fit to come at me real quick.
That guru energy. I
Man,
mean, well, he has clearly
to be
been.
respected.
I was finna say he's been definitely dropping it for us and showing us why he got it honestly. So
Yeah, indeed.
I'm here for it.
I'll accept that.
So we talked about his exit
Yeah.
as an active player. I guess that will take us into what it looked like. How does it feel to go from being an active player to the dude on the sideline?
Man, it's like Superman losing his powers.
Right.
It's a trip. I felt like I was a little depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I felt lost. I felt like I became a hater.
Even though you had a business that you were running.
Well, it was in such the infancy stages. I didn't know where it was going to go. I just knew that like I wasn't going to have 100,000 screaming for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it's
know.
the crowd for you,
Did you-
love.
It's the perks too. Like I'm at the bank. Like where's the athlete line at? Like I'm out waiting in line with everybody else.
I'm not regular.
You know what I mean? Like what's going
I
on?
gotta do
Like,
regular people stuff now.
Regular folk.
yeah.
Like, man, I don't like this.
Yeah, so it was an adjustment. It was an adjustment. I tell people all the time, the day football didn't want me no more was a dark day.
Oh.
And that helped me to teach kids how to keep that day as far out as possible.
Yeah.
Right?
To keep it as far away as possible, or how to embrace the many times that day's gonna come in life.
Well, follow me. A lot of times the reason why football doesn't want you no more is because you ran out of value to the sport.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Even on the injury?
I mean,
It
what
could
can
be
you-
injury. It could be
You
know,
lose
your-
a whole
your
lot of value
skills-
once you're not on the field.
your skills would diminish because maybe age or maybe
Okay.
you couldn't adjust to the scheme that the new coach wants to put
Okay.
in. It could be a number of things, but just like life, you got to learn to adjust. You got to learn to keep it a buck about your weaknesses and work
Okay.
on those. Right?
Right.
Sometimes our opinions will get in the way of facts and reality.
Yeah.
And so I like to remind both adults and kids, like, let's focus on truth and facts now, because a lot of these opinions, I don't think you should not have an opinion. I mean, I'm gonna embrace your opinion, but at the same time, you have to keep it 100 with that
yourself.
scoreboard. That scoreboard says it's
Yeah,
14
it's
nothing.
gonna have a final score.
You know what I mean? Now,
It's gonna have a final.
and that's the truth.
Can't fight that up
You can't
there.
fight that. You know, you might want to fight why or how or woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that's not helping.
That's why it's like you got to move on to the next play.
And learn how to overcome whatever you thought got in your way. Right? Too often I hear people blaming and complaining, and I'm teaching people that the blaming and complaining is not gonna help you win.
Yeah, no.
Let's do something about it.
In the moment.
Yeah, let's
You know what I'm saying?
let's do something about it.
What's something that you experienced that you had to, it kind of hit you and you was like, ooh, and you had to fight to overcome it
In my football career,
in life?
well, I was thinking football career.
Football is
and I can give you a life one too. I didn't realize that I wasn't as fast in my head that I was in
your
real
mind,
life.
your feet
you went booking.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You got to have a lot of confidence to be successful, and I think I took that to the next level. It's like, I'm like,
Believe it, you can
smoke on
achieve
y'all.
it. And your legs was like, nah, bro.
Line up with me real quick. You gonna see what it is.
Yeah.
How'd you find that out?
So I went to this combine, a Reebok combine, where it was the first time I was around a lot of other star high school football players, and we were just being tested in the 40-yard dash for speed, vertical jump, stuff like that. And I think they messed up my time because it was hand time, and they needed me to run my 40 again. So I was like, full confidence, yeah, I'll run it. They're like, yeah, we want you to run with that dude over there because the same thing happened to him. I'm like, line up.
Yeah.
Line up. And they said go, and that dude took off so fast.
Burned it.
So fast.
You caught dust.
Yeah.
As soon as he said it, I seen dust.
No doubt. And what I didn't know that this was Sir Parker. Shout out to Locke High School. Sir Parker was out of Locke High School. I had no idea who he was, and that dude ran one of the fastest 40s in the country that day. And I was like, ooh. I got some work to do.
Yeah. And you didn't see him run prior.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Was you like, hey, can y'all try to use my last score? Like, I feel like I was a little bit faster the first time.
Yeah. So I learned that day I had to go work on my speed. But again, find out what your weaknesses are, own it, and work on it. You know, a lot of times we try to hide it and act like it ain't really an issue, but it's just like that ain't gonna help you win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna always
skill.
hold you back.
Find a skill that you can embellish upon that's gonna make up for your shortcomings in that speed and make it work. So
Yeah, I mean everything could be improved when it comes to your skill set. And in life, you know, similar things. I had to go through so many changes. Anybody that's successful will tell you they've had to reinvent themselves 1, 2, or 3 times, depending on how old they are. And I'm in my mid-40s, so it's been about 3 times I had to reinvent myself. And it's a challenge because when you've been winning a certain way, then you realize, well, dang, that's not even popping no more.
Yeah. Like winning is different now.
You gotta adjust.
They done figured it out, and I gotta come full circle with something.
Yeah. It's kind of like me with social media. Like when I finally figured out, like Twitter, like Instagram popped up. I'm like, wait, hold on, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I just touched this.
Right.
That's where I'm at right now with like TikTok and Twitch, whatever that is.
Right.
And now the new Twitter, that's now X.
Exactly.
And I'm like, what changed, man? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, gotta get away from this stuff,
man.
but get back to it at the same time.
Absolutely.
B2G.
Yes.
Sports. What was the goal when you first started, and what is the goal now?
When I first started, we were about teaching high school kids that were going to college everything we wish we would have known going into that big business. It was so misleading, the recruiting process and the pageantry that was advertised on TV that made us fall in love with college football.
Waiting for the call, get your mug.
Yeah, and you get there and you like, dang, this is a Fortune 500 company, and I'm just a bottom line worker. I'm an entry level worker. You know what I mean? Real expendable. And so trying to navigate that world where our coaches, they stressed out because with any $1 million high worth job, it gonna come with stress. But we kids not understanding that.
Yeah.
So a lot of, heartbreaks and disheartening experiences happen where it was all emotional for us. And so, trying to understand it like, dang, this is probably more of a job than anything. You know what I mean? For one. Two, whenever there's a lot of money floating around in the business, it's cutthroat. You know what I mean? Meaning they looking to replace you if you're not bringing that value.
Yeah. Right.
Or if you're a threat to the bottom line, we got to move. And it might be moving away from you. You know what I mean?
Nothing personal, but this is business.
Nothing personal. I remember when I hurt my knee in practice the first time. Let's say this is the line of scrimmage, right? I jumped up, landed, hyperextended, my knee fell down. I was trying to get up, and I realized out the corner of my eye, the head coach, he didn't come see about me nothing.
He was already signaling, on to the next player.
He was signaling for the offense to just move up to here so they can continue to practice. Just get away from him. Just move it up. And just, come on, show must go on. I'm like,
world.
A hell of a lesson, right?
Man.
Like, coach.
Right.
Here.
Right.
Where's your compassion?
I don't even think my knee was hurting as bad as my heart was in that moment. I'm like, where's the love? You don't care.
I'm out here for you, coach.
Blood, sweat, and tears all right here.
That's what we're doing. You loved me 10 plays ago. Right.
Man.
I was your favorite one on the field.
Man. So I was just trying to teach a lot of those lessons to the youngsters, let them know so they can be prepared. Again, one of the reasons why careers are cut short is because guys aren't prepared.
Okay.
And they don't understand their roles and responsibility to that business, to that role. And so when I say keep that day when football don't want you no more as far out as possible, it's let me empower you with what you need to keep this career going, because what looks like square biz to some is really how you keep that value going to the team. So the stuff we thought was cool, getting in trouble, being with the shits, all that, like you can't. That's
ain't
not
got time for it.
Yeah. That's not what they're looking for. Maybe on the field, but off the field,
yes,
they don't want nobody that's getting in fights at frat parties.
Right.
They don't want nobody that's, you know what I'm saying, getting caught stealing out the student store like some of my homies did. Like all stuff. We was like, oh yeah, you with it? What?
Yeah,
no, I'm with it. Like that stuff.
College.
That attitude is not how you prove to your coach that his $1 million job should be put on the line, trusting you.
Yeah,
got it.
You know what I mean? So
maturity. It's a lot of maturity.
A lot of maturity. A lot of showing kids what the long game looks like. You know, when you're a kid, you're not really living for too much past that day.
Right.
Maybe a month if you're a special kid. You might plan for that next month. But as adults, we got to plan for the decade, the retirement.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We looking so far down the road. So trying to encourage kids to plan for that, that long term.
So the start goal is the same as the goal now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah, and I'm the guy that's going to remind you of what that goal is. A lot of people say, okay, if I come to you at like 16 years old, what's your goal with football? Man, I want to go to the league. Okay, well, you probably not going to go to the league until at the minimum 3 years out of high school. You got to wait 3 years out of high school before you're even eligible to go to the NFL.
Okay.
So now we talking 5 years down the road.
So what do you do in the meantime?
How do you stay focused there? So I'm gonna remind you, told me you want to go to the league. Well, if you want to go to the league, you got to do this for 5 years, and that's hard to do.
Okay.
It's hard for any teenager to keep on that path.
Yeah.
So
for 5 years.
With that being hard to do, who's come out of B2G and went on to the league?
Man, that's a long answer.
It's a long list.
That's a long answer. That's a long
start
list.
With my frat, though. Start with my frat, though.
Shout out to Richard Sherman.
Sea chicken. All respect, all due respect.
Hey, you turn it down behind that desk. Put some respect on it.
It's a rivalry thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But no, it's been such a blessing to watch so many players. I remember one Super Bowl that the Seattle Seahawks was playing in. Richard got me and my partner tickets, and we were just excited to go. It was the first Super Bowl I went to, and I looked up, and it was 5 players on the field that I had coached through B2G playing in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So that was a proud moment.
Hard moment, huh?
Yep. Very, very proud.
Shed a tear on that one?
I probably, it was a little excitement. It was a little tear. It was a lot of emotion.
Yeah,
if you've never been to a Super Bowl, I highly recommend you go.
First of all,
if you have not attended a Super Bowl, at least go one time. The energy hit different.
Yeah,
the energy hit different.
And then to have 5 players, out there,
that's
getting it
overboard.
Yeah.
Surprised you stayed in your body.
Well, I did party that week.
And here it is. Did they all win a ring?
Well, three of them won a ring. 2 of them was on the other team.
Got you. So that right there is just like, oh man, I didn't expect this.
I'm gonna say, and what a beautiful external testament to the energy and the idea that you had, in pushing people and helping them to see. Like, if you didn't know you was the shit before then,
if that confidence wasn't there,
if you didn't know that I'm out here doing this, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing this
on both sides. The opportunity is here for you to express your value. You know what I'm saying? Step into this. Yeah. Be
magic moments. That's it,
man. I tell you.
I love it.
Wonderful things happening right here, right now on the patio. We are having fun getting to know. You just go ahead and just dismiss that because I didn't know it was gonna make a noise. We gonna fight later. Yeah.
You and the phone?
Yeah, me and the phone.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say.
I know you gonna get me if we fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you get me too.
Bye.
We gonna line up and we gonna be out the pass.
We coming back after this short little break. You shout out.
I'm gonna need your help, Ron. I'm gonna stand behind him and be like, yeah.
Shout out to the sponsors one
peace,
time.
Brother.
There it is. Shout out to the Legato collection, man. Mac, who else we got in the building?
Oh man, the Legato collection, Risque accessories, creative educare, the G. Lou Show, D.D. Harrison. You know how it go.
We outside.
We're gonna be right back on the Patio PolitiCz, man.
Boom.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Did I throw you off?
No.
Just one?
No.
That didn't throw you off?
No, it's good.
I was attempting to do such. We back here on the patio, you know what I'm saying? Speaking in politics, you know what I'm saying? There's no politics in the truth, and truth is what it is all the time.
Okay.
Ron. Allen.
I got a question. This looks like a container that would have some libation in it. Is that
some
I don't even know what a libation container looks like, but that would be
we
it.
didn't offer you libations when you sat on at the patio.
You did mention that you had some things, but I like those containers though.
yeah, the Legato collection. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? It's some liquid. As a matter of fact,
A little libation in here.
something in there, and I'm scared of that when it get opened. I'm real scared of that when it get opened because it done been in there.
Strong, huh?
Yeah, it done been in there for a minute. It's gonna hit. It's gonna
make you look like you about to pledge a fraternity or something.
Man, it's gonna hit like you once it get cracked open. We're gonna be laid out in this
There
mud
it
like,
is.
oh no.
There it is.
How does it feel to be a founder and a CEO. You know what I'm saying? That's a realm of which I just entered. Obviously, not on your scale, but I will get there. Speaking.
I've been doing it for so long. I don't know nothing else, brother.
Yeah.
I probably since 2009 been fully entrepreneuring it when it comes to my income. Last time I actually was an employee. I think it was 08, 09.
Okay.
So I don't know nothing else, man. I know this. I have been humbled over the years to the point where I cherish it. I really value the opportunity to work on my passion and work for myself. Like I do not disregard the blessing that has been given to me. So in that space, I love it. I love it, but yeah, I don't know nothing else.
Absolutely. There's nothing else to know if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like that's what we aspire to get to, or what one should aspire to get to as a living human on this earth. Like, you don't want to follow nobody else's protocol. You know what I'm saying? If you have a calling on yourself, you want to step into that as soon as possible and live it for as long as you will.
Yep. As long as you got the right team with you, you can rock. What I don't like to see is somebody that doesn't want to work for somebody because they don't like people, and they just don't. They don't feel like
people gonna be here.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Can't avoid that.
But one thing about a great team is that your team can hold you accountable. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might not answer to a boss per se, but I'm still accountable to my team, my partners, my crew, and that's not a bad thing, because at the end of the day,
me when I'm slipping.
Yeah, a lot of people have a misconception that working for yourself means that you don't have to be accountable to nothing or nobody, and that's the furthest from the truth.
There's no growth within that.
Nah, absolutely not. I mean, even the famous presidents and CNOs that they got a board they got to answer to. You know what I mean? They got financial investors they got to answer to. So it's not necessarily you don't want to deal with nobody. It's just more so that when it really comes down to it, you have more responsibility to get it when nobody else is gonna get it. You know what I mean? Some people can work a paycheck gig for their whole life, and ain't nothing wrong with that, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But the difference is I gotta eat what I kill. That's the only thing. That's the only way I'm gonna pay my bills.
Yeah.
So so my grinds are a little different. I walk into my place of business, and if I didn't pay the bill, the lights ain't gonna be on.
And you ain't got nobody to look to but yourself. But
myself. So that's the that's the difference. So you got to be a little bit more savage with it. But I'm okay with holding myself accountable. I'm okay with my partners and my team holding me accountable. It's not always easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? None of us like to be told what to do, or that, what we doing is not working, but that's a part of the game is again, keeping it 100 with your weaknesses and finding, ways to overcome that. And for me, I just have done an amazing job of attracting great team members. Great team members.
So you spoke on teaching everybody that steps into the program about the business and how to move further. But as far as being on the gridiron, what are we learning if we become a part of B2G Sports?
Well, that's changed over the years. So early on, it was football skills, footwork, position-specific technique, things of that nature. It evolved to what we now know as All-Star 7-on-7 or Club 7-on-7, where it's a drill that was originally used just for passing practice, right? So we take the linemen out and we just allow the quarterbacks to throw the receivers, and the DBs have to cover them, linebackers got to cover. And no hitting, no tackling. So you get a chance to really practice that isolated passing part of the game. And what we did when we were on the pioneer front of it was using all-stars from different schools to create a team the way they do in AAU basketball or area code games, baseball. All the sports other than football always had a club aspect to it, where if you were college bound, you were going to play your season at your school, but in the off season you would have an all-star team and you guys would travel and play against other all-star teams. So we started doing that with 707, and that's how we really became probably as nationally renowned as we became, because we was winning tournaments all over the place, from here to Florida, Chicago, and man, you want to talk about haters.
Invitations, pay-ins, both.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. If it was something available, we going.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to say the reasons behind a lot of our success as a team was we were doing business better than most other teams, right? We were getting sponsorships before other people was getting sponsored. We were realizing that we were kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters, and we can run our own tournaments. Like, why are we gonna keep going up to different tournaments and paying them, and we
come to us and pay us,
and we winning? We're the show.
Yeah.
So we started throwing our own tournaments, and you want to come play us,
That's the way, though. Throw that bait out there and then wheel it all back in.
Well, they call it, vertical integration in business. If you have a product or service and you're, good at executing the service or selling the goods, at some point you might realize that there's a part of the distribution channel or maybe the creation aspect of the business that you can start to do yourself. So say you sell phones, right? You got a phone store. You might be able to create the phone, right? Or it could be the other way around. Apple was, selling iPhones long before the Apple Store came around. The Apple Store came after the fact. It was like, well, look, we're making these great products. We can
open a store.
We can open a store, and so that kind of vertical integration is where a lot of business can thrive and further their mission beyond what we thought. Because if you would have asked me in 2005, would we be throwing All-Star 707 tournaments, I'd be like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do X, Y, and Z, man.
Yeah, we trying to do these elite camps right now. And so, fast forward to today, COVID shut down a lot of the sponsorships they used to get for events. At one point, we had Nike, then Adidas, then Under Armour, Gatorade. Like we've had a lot of really great sponsorships and partnerships over the years. Well, COVID shut down a lot. California is one of the states that wasn't trying to do any big events, and so again, had to reinvent myself and evolve. I ended up going into more of the sports agent side, and now that's where we at. I'm on to the next phase, and I've always been really good at contract advising, but I dabbled with the amateur side as well as the pro side, because in theory you got to choose. I just feel like at this point the NFL is where it's at. Yeah. During COVID, the NFL kept going.
Top of the line.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So to me, it was like, well, I guess this is where I need to be full time. So yeah, so that's where we at now.
You ever thought accepting the? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for an entrepreneur that is not very new, they've had their feet wet in their business and things like that, and they find themselves in the space where they have not successfully yet birthed something that they can see is good and is powerful, and they find themselves either discouraged or just not feeling so inspired because they've put in a lot of work, but they haven't seen that product. That product hasn't made it all the way out yet. What would be some medicine you would give them? Like, what would you say to that entrepreneur?
Well, for one, I'd have a lot more questions, but for the sake of this interview, I'll kind of paraphrase it. One, I would like to analyze the work that they're doing. Like, are you just working like on a hamster wheel? Like, you're doing some work, but it's not producing anything? You might want to reevaluate how you work. Sometimes we can get really good at doing the wrong thing, right?
Yes.
And so you want to make sure you're being efficient in what you're doing. And if something's not producing results, you might need to find a better way. Or what I like to do, find an expert that can focus on that one thing that you do wrong, and that make it their mission to not ever make that a weakness for you, right? Like,
that's a good one.
It doesn't have to be all you when it comes to the many aspects of your business,
Yes.
right? If you have marketing, operations, and finance, it's probably more efficient that you have somebody in charge of all
each one,
three,
yeah.
and then you can oversee that versus trying to do, I'm the CFO today, or tomorrow I'm,
Yes.
COO.
Yes.
Oh crap, something happened. Now I got to be the,
Yes.
the sales manager. You know what I mean? That's a very inefficient way of doing business. So going back to the team, sometimes, if you find that you're doing something that's not producing, you might want to find an expert to handle that for you and take that off your hand. Because look, we all got strengths and weaknesses, right?
Yes.
I'm not that much of a dreamer when it comes to, building something that nobody's ever seen. Or I'm more like, what is it you want to do? I can go get the money for it and come up with a plan to execute it, right? So I learned early on I needed somebody that was going to be a dreamer on part of my team, and I don't got to worry about that no more. Cause they gonna do that, and that's gonna be their mission, and then I can.
It's covered.
Yeah, it's covered. Now we can go. You know what I mean? But too many entrepreneurs are trying to be the quarterback and the receiver.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not an efficient way to do it. So I would, look at their activity. The other thing I would challenge them to look at, what do they do easy that is hard for other people? Or what do you do that's inexpensive for you that's expensive for others? Because a lot of times our ego will have that in a blind spot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it didn't maybe sound sexy or something. But I'm like, well, yo, if you got a plug on the tips of shoelaces that nobody else got, that could be a very profitable business.
Right.
Think about how many people was,
Need them tips
wearing
of the
shoelaces. Come on.
Right.
Wearing them out.
But it doesn't sound sexy when we go back to our college reunion. It's like, what you doing, man? I'm putting tips on shoelaces. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound sexy, so people
Right.
sometimes, kind of
They miss
find
it.
away from it. But I promise you, find somebody who put the tips on shoelaces as a business, and I promise you they paid.
Hell yeah, they pay.
I promise you they're paid. Or that person that put the straws in the paper.
Yes.
That's units.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They probably moving units.
Yes.
So don't let your ego talk you out of something that maybe doesn't sound sexy, but like, if it's making money, it's
Profitable.
making money.
It's profitable.
The end.
Yeah.
Period. And if it's easy for you to do than anybody else,
Do
that's your
Or
lane.
if you're quickly efficient in doing such.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and it's
Like,
harder for everybody else. That's your lane. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
I like that.
That's your niche.
He said, if it's easy for you, if it's easy for you,
Message.
There we go.
okay.
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
easy
yeah.
for you, that's your lane. Stick in
'Cause I know
your
there was
lane.
some people out there that was just like, what you trying to say? It's like, get out your feelings, man. Get out your feelings. Accept the message. You know what I'm saying? There's one there to be had.
I like that. That's good. I'm gonna put that in my pocket for myself.
Man, Ron, man, I was gonna ask in closing, but that was perfect what you said right there. Tell the people out there in audio and visual land where they can connect with you and be a part of this amazing program that you have offering.
So you can find me on Twitter at B2G Sports, Instagram official_B2G Sports, website b2gsports.com. Man,
What if my baby, on his way to the NFL? Can I holler at you?
that is the perfect time to holler at me. I actually, probably more than anything, advise people on a daily basis, because it's a tough world to navigate. Everybody's baby is supposed to go to the league. If you
Yeah.
ask their mama,
Yeah.
or if you ask their daddy, they all going, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you need experts that have been there, done that, seen it from the business side and the playing side to
They can
help
confirm
you. Help
they
you
go.
understand that there's levels to this, and
So-
this is how you navigate through these levels.
So
the
even
right way.
even if my child is in high school and they aspire to reach the NFL level, that's a space that you
Absolutely,
can, okay.
absolutely. That's probably what most people know me for. The high school space is so awesome. How it is such a visible tool to market yourself. I mean, these kids are playing on TV right now. I would have loved to play on TV in high school back in the 90s. So they have that platform. The internet has created a recruiting platform to where now some of these kids are getting college scholarship offers in 7th to 8th grade because they can be seen, and now they can market themselves at a young age and they can go viral. You know, it's a different world.
Game.
It's a different game.
Well, listen, y'all heard the black man right here. If that's where you reaching, if that's what your child is telling you, find him. He out here. The guru.
Always
Great
DM
iron
me.
guru.
Always DM me.
DM him. Slide in his DMs.
Say, if you happen to use that name, you know what I'm saying? I'm not asking that I'm asking for something, but just look
Yeah,
out for me
slide
when
a
I need you to
little
look out for me. It ain't got to be financial.
You got it.
Great iron guru.
I believe in paying it forward.
Go ahead and use that.
I believe in paying it forward.
I believe in blessing people and giving folks their flowers. And that
Come on,
is
man. As
indeed
much as I've
a
been
flower.
blessed, I'd be a fool not to keep it going.
Yeah, indeed. It's all about running full circle. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Absolutely.
Ron, thank you for joining us on the patio
Oh, it's my
with
pleasure.
all of
It's
your
been great.
expertise.
It's been
We
great.
appreciate that. Feel free to come back anytime. You know, you
Yes.
got a new something going on you want to share with the world. We here.
Or if you want to bring
Sounds good.
some a point of perspective or anything to a panel, because you know we do those too.
panels. Yeah.
I love a good panel.
Yeah.
I'm very opinionated. I'm very opinionated. Gives my opinions. I live for facts.
There it is.
I live for facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Conversation
fact
going
life.
up on the patio.
Yeah. Listen, y'all know. Follow us, like, subscribe.
Yes,
The
indeed.
Patio PolitiCz
indeed.
across all platforms. Remember, we drop new episodes every Tuesday,
Every Tuesday.
6:30 p.m. I was about to say specific time.
There you go.
Oh, well, it's specific time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. At a shout out to the
Patio.
Legato collection, you know what I'm saying? Creative Educare.
Educare.
The G. Lou Show, DD Hairstone, you know what I'm saying? Risque Accessories, No Bad Energy, Rob
No
Naylor.
Bad
You know what I'm saying?
Energy.
Everybody in the background, we love you. J5TH,
J5,
we love
we out
ya.
here,
You know what I'm
baby.
saying? Ron, thank you for being here.
My pleasure, fam.
The
My pleasure.
Patio Politics Shaka. What's
We outta here, y'all.
Yeah.